Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at another future member of our BZ family, the BZ compact SUV concept.
The media has relentlessly pointed fingers at BYD and Tesla for igniting a brutal price war in China's electric vehicle market. But what if the real culprit has been hiding in plain sight? While all eyes are on these industry giants, Toyota has quietly been slashing prices, yet no one seems to be talking about it. This aggressive strategy isn't just affecting competitors, it's reshaping the entire EV landscape. Combine this with leading innovations, and you've got the perfect combo. This is best reflected in Toyota's new bZ3X EV, which has an impressive 520 kilometers range, and the price starts at $13,800. This is huge. Put on your seatbelts, because this is one ride you can't miss. The EV competition and Toyota's aggressive pricing strategy. Over the past 2 years, Toyota has strategically positioned itself in China's electric vehicle market by consistently underpricing competitors such as BYD, Tesla, and other local manufacturers. This aggressive pricing approach is exemplified by the GAC-Toyota joint venture's recent introduction of the bZ3X electric SUV. Pre-sales for this model commenced in December 2024, with prices ranging from 100,000 to 200,000 yuan, which is approximately $13,800 to $27,500. Notably, even the highest trim level of the bZ3X is priced below Tesla's most affordable Model Y in China. Despite these competitive price points, Toyota's EV sales in China have not met expectations. In 2024, the GAC-Toyota joint venture experienced a 15% decline in sales, delivering 70,000 vehicles compared to 900,000 in 2023. But there is a lot more than numbers to this story. In fact, there's a lot to be excited about, and we'll get to that in a while. Toyota's pricing strategy has intensified the competitive landscape, contributing to what industry observers describe as a market bloodbath. By offering substantial price reductions, Toyota aims to capture market share but risks eroding profit margins and brand perception. This approach pressures other automakers to re-evaluate their pricing and market strategies in response to the heightened competition. Low prices are more than just a sales strategy. They are a weapon in the global EV war, and China has mastered the art of undercutting competition both domestically and internationally. By aggressively slashing prices, Chinese automakers like BYD, NIO, and XPeng have not only dominated their home market, but also posed a serious threat to Western automakers, making EVs more accessible while forcing legacy brands into a profitability crisis. China's approach is deliberate and strategic. With strong government backing, advanced battery technology, and vertically integrated supply chains, its automakers can afford to operate at razor-thin margins or even losses to drive foreign competitors out of key markets. Now, Toyota is following this aggressive pricing playbook, leveraging its partnership with JAS and BYD to deliver the bZ3X, a vehicle that strikes the perfect balance between affordability and high-end features. Unlike many budget EVs that sacrifice features for affordability, the bZ3X challenges the notion that cheap means inferior. We're looking at a new era of ultra-affordable, high-quality EVs, one that will put immense pressure on Western automakers struggling to compete on both price and technology. Toyota's bZ3X electric SUV is not just another entry into China's EV market. It represents the automaker's evolving strategy in a rapidly shifting industry. Initially unveiled as part of Toyota's Beyond Zero or BZ series, the bZ3X is expected to play a critical role in the company's global EV expansion, with potential releases in Southeast Asia, Europe, and even select North American markets. However, despite its competitive pricing in China, the vehicle highlights a deeper struggle for Toyota, its ongoing lack of profitability in EV manufacturing, and its heavy dependence on joint ventures for technological and production support. A potential global launch of the bZ3X aligns with Toyota's broader electrification plans, but the company faces key challenges. Unlike BYD and Tesla, which have vertically integrated supply chains, Toyota still lacks lacks a robust EV production ecosystem. This is why Toyota has been relying heavily on its partnerships with Chinese automakers, particularly GAC and BYD. The BZ3X, like the BZ3 sedan before it, is a product of Toyota's collaboration with GAC Toyota, a joint venture established in 2004. Notably, the BZ3X is expected to use BYD's cutting-edge lithium iron phosphate, or LFP blade batteries, a move that allows Toyota to benefit from BYD's cost-efficient, high-performance battery technology rather than investing in expensive in-house battery development. Despite Toyota's dominant position in the global auto industry, its EV division continues to struggle with profitability. In 2023, Toyota's EV sales accounted for less than 1% of its total global deliveries, in stark contrast to BYD, which surpassed 3 million NEV or new energy vehicle sales in the same year. Toyota's profitability margins remain under pressure due to its late entry into the EV market and the significant costs associated with battery sourcing, R&D, and adapting production lines originally designed for hybrids and internal combustion vehicles. Even in China, where Toyota has aggressively cut prices to compete with BYD and Tesla, its EVs remain overshadowed by local brands that offer better tech integration and consumer incentives. As the BZ3X prepares for a wider rollout, Toyota's long-term EV strategy remains uncertain. While leveraging joint ventures helps Toyota reduce short-term production costs, it also raises concerns about technological independence. BYD and GAC are both advancing their own EV innovations at a rapid pace, while Toyota still lags in core EV technology development. If Toyota continues to rely on external partnerships rather than strengthening its own battery and software expertise, it may struggle to establish a strong foothold in the EV market outside China. The global expansion of the BZ3X could mark a turning point for Toyota, but whether it will succeed without a fundamental shift in its EV strategy remains an open question. So, what does this new car have to offer? Key specifications and features of the Toyota BZ3X. The Toyota BZ3X is shaping up to be one of the most aggressively priced EVs in the market. With an official range of 620 kilometers under China's CLTC testing cycle, equivalent to approximately 520 kilometers WLTP, the BZ3X positions itself as a highly capable long-range EV. However, the real shock comes with its pricing. Toyota is launching the BZ3X at just $1,380 in China, a figure that significantly undercuts nearly all comparable EVs in the segment. For reference, a base Tesla Model Y in China costs around $35,000, making the BZ3X nearly 60% cheaper, despite being larger in overall dimensions. This pricing strategy is unprecedented for Toyota and signals an aggressive push to capture market share. Toyota's decision to sell the BZ3X at such a low price appears to be a loss leader strategy, but the scale of the discount suggests the automaker is likely selling the vehicle well below both manufacturing and marketing costs. EV production has inherently high expenses due to battery procurement, raw material costs, and R&D investments, which Toyota is already struggling to recoup. Even its highly successful hybrid models generate only single-digit profit margins, so an EV priced this low is almost certainly a direct financial loss per unit. This aligns with Toyota's previous challenges in EV profitability, as the company has admitted that its electric lineup has yet to achieve meaningful cost parity with internal combustion engine or hybrid vehicles. Beyond the immediate financial losses, Toyota's pricing approach presents a risk to its brand perception. Toyota has built a reputation as a manufacturer of durable, high-quality vehicles, and a shockingly low price tag may signal to consumers that corners have been cut in materials, technology, or after-sales service. Historically, ultra-low-cost vehicles have struggled to maintain Toyota's standard of reliability, and if the BZ3X faces issues with battery longevity, software glitches, or build quality, it could tarnish Toyota's carefully curated image. Additionally, cutting prices so aggressively may devalue Toyota's existing hybrid and internal combustion engine offerings, leading potential customers to question whether Toyota's other vehicles are overpriced relative to the BZ3X. Toyota's reliance on BYD's Blade battery technology and its joint venture with Gaisei Toyota plays a critical role in keeping costs down. But these partnerships also mean Toyota has less control over key technological components. Unlike Tesla and BYD, which maintain vertical integration to optimize costs and profit margins, Toyota remains dependent on suppliers for batteries, software, and even certain aspects of production. This makes the pricing gamble even riskier, as Toyota may not have the flexibility to adjust costs if market conditions shift. The company is walking a fine line between competitive pricing and unsustainable losses, and whether this strategy will lead to long-term success or backfire remains an open question. But so far, the car actually looks very impressive. The Toyota BZ3X embraces a bold, boxy design that sets it apart from the more streamlined aesthetics of competitors like the Tesla Model Y. Measuring 4.6 meters in length, with a width of 1,875 millimeters and a height of 1,645 millimeters, the BZ3X positions itself in the mid-size SUV category, offering a spacious and practical alternative to conventional crossover EVs. Despite being slightly more compact than the Model Y in length, its taller and wider stance gives it a more commanding road presence, appealing to consumers looking for a more rugged SUV-like feel. The BZ3X's boxy silhouette is a deliberate departure from Toyota's previous sleek hybrid designs, aligning with the growing trend of more angular, utility-focused EVs. This design philosophy mirrors elements found in vehicles like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Kia EV9, which leverage geometric styling to create a futuristic yet practical aesthetic. Compared to the aerodynamically optimized Model Y, the BZ3X's shape suggests a stronger emphasis on interior space and practicality, rather than outright efficiency. However, Toyota's engineers have still worked to minimize drag, likely incorporating underbody aerodynamics and optimized wheel designs to improve energy efficiency without compromising the SUV's stance. Visually, the BZ3X incorporates sharp LED lighting, sculpted side panels, and a high beltline, creating a modern and competitive aesthetic. The front fascia maintains Toyota's new age EV identity, ditching traditional grilles in favor of a sleek, enclosed front end with subtle air vents to aid cooling. Its aggressive shoulder lines and squared-off wheel arches reinforce the SUV's sporty yet rugged appeal, a contrast to the smooth, flowing lines of many current EVs. Speaking of the interior, Toyota, in collaboration with BYD and GAC, has developed a tech-forward, premium-feeling cabin that aligns with modern EV trends while maintaining a competitive price point. The minimalist dashboard follows the styling cues of Chinese EVs, removing excessive physical buttons in favor of a large 14.6-inch floating infotainment system powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8155 chip. This high-performance processor enables fast system response times, advanced voice recognition, and seamless over-the-air updates, a first for Toyota. Thanks to its dedicated eTNGA platform, the BZ3X also benefits from an optimized interior layout with a flat floor, maximizing legroom and cargo space. The vehicle provides a spacious cabin that makes it an appealing option for families and practical-minded buyers. Unlike many budget EVs that compromise on comfort, Toyota has integrated high-end features, including 32-color ambient lighting, an 11-speaker Yamaha audio system, wireless phone charging, a panoramic sunroof, and a rear armrest. The unusual orange interior option stands out as a bold design choice, breaking away from Toyota's traditionally conservative styling. Additionally, safety remains a priority, with 7 airbags and a suite of advanced driver assistance features, ensuring a balance between affordability and security. The BZ3X is redefining what a low-cost electric SUV can offer, delivering a luxurious, tech-packed experience at a fraction of the price of competitors. While it competes with the Tesla Model Y in size, its distinct boxy proportions and aggressive styling give it a unique appeal, potentially attracting a broader consumer base. But it's not just the looks. There's much more to the EV than what catches the eye. Advanced Driver Assistance System. The Toyota BZ3X comes equipped with an Advanced Driver Assistance System, or ADAS, that leverages the cutting-edge Momenta 5.0 system, powered by NVIDIA Drive, AGX, or the X chip, depending on the variant. This positions the BZ3X among the most technologically advanced EVs in its price segment, offering an impressive level of semi-autonomous driving capabilities at a fraction of the cost of competitors like Tesla. At the core of its ADAS architecture are 27 high-precision sensors, providing a 360-degree perception system designed to enhance safety, navigation, and automation. This sensor suite includes 11 high-definition cameras, which help create a real-time, high-resolution image of the vehicle's surroundings. These are complemented by 12 ultrasonic radars, ensuring precise, low-speed object detection for parking assistance and close-quarters maneuvering. Additionally, 3 mm wave radars offer long-range detection capabilities, allowing the system to track vehicles, pedestrians, and obstacles in all weather conditions, including rain and fog. For buyers opting for the high-end variant, Toyota includes a LiDAR system, a feature often associated with premium autonomous driving systems. LiDAR, which uses laser-based detection to map the environment in extreme detail, significantly enhances the BZ3X's ability to handle complex urban traffic, highway merging, and emergency braking scenarios. This is a notable upgrade, as LiDAR technology has traditionally been reserved for much more expensive luxury EVs and is rarely seen in a vehicle at this price point. The most expensive variant of the car, which includes the full Momenta 5.0 suite, LiDAR, and premium features, is priced at just $27,500, a figure that undercuts the Tesla Model Y by over $10,000. This makes it one of the most cost-effective EVs offering near L3 autonomous driving capabilities, something that would typically only be found in vehicles priced above $50,000. Toyota's aggressive pricing, coupled with its comprehensive sensor suite, could help democratize advanced autonomous features, making them more accessible to mainstream consumers. While Tesla has long dominated the semi-autonomous EV market with its full self-driving or FSD package, Toyota's Momenta-powered ADAS could provide an alternative that, while perhaps not as refined, still delivers a compelling blend of safety, convenience, and automation at a much lower price. By integrating NVIDIA's AI-driven computing power with an extensive sensor array, the BZ3X is well positioned to challenge legacy automakers and Chinese EV startups alike, offering a feature-packed, semi-autonomous SUV at an unprecedented price point. Whether this strategy will be financially sustainable for Toyota remains to be seen, but in the short term, it is a game-changing move. Most notably, the Toyota BZ3X's Advanced Driver Assistance System takes a map-free approach, making it a highly adaptable system capable of functioning seamlessly in diverse environments. Unlike traditional systems that rely on pre-mapped data for navigation and autonomous functions, the BZ3X's ADAS processes real-time sensor input, allowing it to operate effectively in both urban and rural settings without being restricted by outdated or incomplete maps. This feature sets it apart from many competitors, including Tesla's full self-driving beta, which still relies heavily on detailed map data for certain functionalities. At the core of the BZ3X's ADAS suite are 25 advanced driving features, making it one of the most comprehensive safety and automation packages in its segment. At the forefront is the pre-collision system, which uses cameras, millimeter-wave radars, and AI-driven object recognition to detect pedestrians, vehicles, and obstacles. This system can apply automatic emergency braking if it senses an imminent collision, helping to prevent or mitigate crashes. Up next, the blind spot monitoring system is equipped with high-definition cameras and radar. The BZ3X uses it to actively monitor adjacent lanes and alert the driver to vehicles in blind spots. This feature enhances safety during lane changes, reducing the risk of side impact collisions. The remote parking feature offers fully automated parking assistance, allowing users to park in tight spaces without being inside the car. This is especially useful in dense urban environments, where parking can be a challenge. The emergency stop system is also fairly notable if the system detects that the driver is unresponsive. For example, due to a medical emergency, it can gradually bring the vehicle to a controlled stop, activate hazard lights, and even notify emergency services. Moving on, the Lane Departure Assist, or LDA, uses high-definition cameras and AI algorithms to track lane markings and gently correct steering if the driver unintentionally drifts out of the lane without signaling. Unlike some competitors' systems that can feel intrusive, Toyota has designed LDA to be smooth and natural, reducing driver fatigue on long trips. The traffic light assist is one of the more advanced features of the car. This system uses AI-based object recognition and real-time sensor input to detect traffic lights, interpret signals, and assist in stopping or proceeding when safe. This capability is typically found only in premium EVs with advanced self-driving functions, making its inclusion in the BZ3X notable. By eliminating the reliance on pre-mapped environments, the BZ3X's ADAS is more flexible and capable of handling dynamic, unpredictable road conditions without needing constant updates. This gives it a unique advantage in regions where mapping infrastructure is limited or frequently changing. Despite offering these high-end autonomous features, the BZ3X maintains its aggressive pricing strategy, making advanced driver assistance and safety technologies more accessible to mass-market buyers. Toyota's approach not only enhances road safety, but also positions the BZ3X as a strong competitor to Tesla and Chinese EV brands, proving that semi-autonomous driving technology doesn't have to come with a premium price tag. Well, at least for now. And wait, the magic does not end here. Battery and motor specifications. Unlike traditional nickel manganese cobalt or NMC batteries, industry-leading lithium iron phosphate or LFP batteries, the ones that Toyota BZ3X uses, offer higher thermal stability, longer cycle life, and lower production costs, making them a safer and more economical choice for mass-market EVs. Powering the BZ3X is a 150 kilowatt or 201 horsepower electric motor, also sourced from BYD. This motor delivers instant torque and smooth acceleration, making the BZ3X a practical yet capable EV in its segment. While not as powerful as Tesla's dual motor setups, the 150 kilowatt output ensures competitive performance, particularly when paired with the efficiency of BYD's E-platform. Toyota offers the BZ3X with 3 battery pack options, catering to different driving needs. The base model comes equipped with a 50 kilowatt-hour battery, which provides an estimated 330 kilometers range, making it suitable for urban commuters and short-distance drivers who prioritize affordability. The mid-range model comes with a 58 kilowatt-hour battery, which offers an extended range of 420 kilometers, balancing cost, weight, and performance, ideal for mixed city and highway driving. The high-end model comes with a 68 kilowatt-hour battery, which delivers a maximum 510 kilometers range, placing it within striking distance of Tesla's Model Y long-range, while remaining significantly cheaper. This variant is designed for longer-distance travelers who require more endurance per charge. Toyota's choice to outsource both battery and motor production to BYD shows that it has to rely upon Chinese EV expertise, particularly in cost-efficient manufacturing and energy-dense LFP technology, at least for now. This collaboration allows Toyota to circumvent supply chain bottlenecks, benefiting from BYD's vertically integrated battery supply while keeping costs low. However, the use of BYD's powertrain and battery tech raises questions about Toyota's long-term EV strategy. While the BZ3X benefits from cutting-edge LFP batteries and a reliable electric motor, Toyota's in-house EV development remains limited. relying on joint ventures rather than proprietary innovation. This could hinder Toyota's ability to scale its own EV production independently in the future, especially as competitors like Tesla, NIO, and XPeng continue to develop advanced batteries and in-house powertrain solutions. Despite these concerns, the BZ3X's battery and motor specifications highlight Toyota's ability to blend affordability with competitive performance, making it a serious contender in the global EV market. However, the Toyota BZ3X's charging and performance present a mixed picture, balancing affordability with practicality, though its fast-charging capabilities lag behind industry leaders. While Toyota has prioritized low-cost production and a competitive range, it has not focused as aggressively on ultra-fast charging speeds, an area where competitors like Tesla, Hyundai, and NIO have made significant advancements. The BZ3X can charge from 30 to 80% in just 24 minutes, but this figure does not provide a full picture of its real-world fast charging efficiency. Typically, manufacturers use a 10 to 80% charge time as the industry standard for comparing DC fast charging speeds, yet Toyota has not disclosed this figure explicitly. However, based on battery size and charging curves, estimates suggest that the BZ3X could take around 45 minutes to reach 80% from 10%, which is noticeably slower than many competitors in the market. For comparison, Tesla Model Y, the LFP variant, takes about 25 minutes for a 10 to 80% charge at a 250 kilowatt supercharger. Hyundai's Ioniq 5 leverages its 800 volts architecture to achieve a 10 to 80% charge in just 18 minutes, and the XPeng G6 accomplishes the same in 20 minutes. Using its advanced S4 fast charging stations, Toyota's estimated 10 to 80% charge time of around 45 minutes is significantly slower. This places it at a disadvantage against Tesla, XPeng, and Hyundai, all of which emphasize ultra-fast charging as a major selling point. Despite Toyota's affordability, its charging speed remains a weak spot, making it less convenient for long-distance travelers who prioritize rapid recharging. The charging speed limitations of the BZ3X could stem from its reliance on BYD's LFP battery chemistry, which, while offering excellent longevity and thermal stability, is generally less efficient at absorbing high-power fast charging compared to nickel-manganese-cobalt batteries found in some high-end EVs. Additionally, Toyota has not adopted 800-volt charging architecture, unlike Hyundai and Porsche, which benefit from significantly shorter recharge times. This relatively slower fast-charging capability could impact the BZ3X's appeal among highway commuters and long-distance drivers. However, for urban drivers or those with access to overnight home charging, this limitation is less of a concern, as the vehicle's cost and range efficiency remain its strongest selling points. In terms of performance, the 150 kilowatt or 201 horsepower electric motor delivers modest acceleration, making the BZ3X more of a practical commuter vehicle than a high-performance EV. While official 0 to 100 km/h times have not been released, estimates suggest a time of around 7.5 to 8.5 seconds, which is acceptable for its price segment but not class-leading. For comparison, the Tesla Model Y leads with a 0 to 100 km/h time of 6.9 seconds, while the XPeng G6 edges ahead with 6.6 seconds. In contrast, the Volkswagen ID.4 is the slowest at 8.4 seconds, making Toyota's estimated timing fairly competitive but not class-leading. While the BZ3X offers respectable acceleration, it lacks the punch of high-performance rivals, reinforcing its positioning as an affordable, practical EV rather than a sporty option. If Toyota aims to compete beyond the budget EV segment, it will need to invest in faster charging solutions and higher performance variants to keep up with evolving industry standards. But what about the aesthetics and comforts? Interior and technology. Unlike Toyota's traditionally conservative interiors, the BZ3X adopts a sleek, futuristic aesthetic, moving closer to the software-driven user experience found in vehicles from BYD, XPeng, and Tesla. At the heart of the BZ3X's tech-forward cabin is a 14.6-inch touchscreen powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 815 chip, a high-performance processor widely used in next-generation infotainment systems. This chipset ensures smooth UI performance, faster processing speeds, and AI-driven voice assistance, bringing Toyota's in-car tech up to par with leading smart EVs from China. The system is expected to support over-the-air updates, which would mark a first for Toyota, potentially allowing software improvements, feature upgrades, and even performance optimizations without requiring a dealership visit. The BZ3X's interior customization reflects Toyota's attempt to break from its traditionally safe color schemes, offering buyers a choice of beige, black, or an unusual orange interior. The orange theme is particularly bold, aligning with Chinese automakers' trend of offering vibrant, unconventional interior colors to attract younger buyers. In terms of luxury and comfort, Toyota has stepped up its game, incorporating features usually found in premium vehicles, despite the BZ3X's budget-friendly price tag. For starters, the 32-color ambient lighting allows drivers to personalize the cabin's atmosphere, creating a more immersive experience. Safety is prioritized across all trims with 7 airbags, offering enhanced protection for occupants. Music lovers will appreciate the 11-speaker Yamaha audio system, an unexpected premium touch in this segment. Convenience is further enhanced with wireless phone charging, catering to modern connectivity needs. A panoramic sunroof floods the cabin with natural light, adding to the sense of spaciousness, while a rear armrest ensures added comfort for passengers, demonstrating Toyota's attention to both practicality and luxury. While the interior design and tech put the BZ3X in direct competition with highly digitalized Chinese EVs, Toyota's real challenge will be fully integrating software-driven features like over-the-air updates and ensuring they work as flawlessly as Tesla's system or BYD's Dialink OS. If Toyota delivers on its software ambitions, the BZ3X could represent a turning point for the brand's transition into the software-defined vehicle era. So, what can we expect next from this joint collaboration? Toyota's joint venture with Gassi. Toyota's joint venture with Guangzhou Automobile Group, or GAC, will allow the automaker to stay competitive in the rapidly evolving Chinese EV market. Established as a 50-50 partnership, GAC. Toyota has been instrumental in Toyota's EV production in China, particularly in sourcing key components from BYD, including lithium iron phosphate batteries and electric motors. While Toyota has historically maintained a self-reliant manufacturing approach, its pivot to joint ventures for EVs signals a strategic shift driven by necessity rather than preference. Despite Toyota's global dominance in hybrids, the company has struggled to gain traction in the pure EV sector, forcing it to lean on Chinese technology and production efficiency. The BZ3X, developed under this collaboration, boasts an exceptionally competitive price and advanced specifications, but this aggressive pricing strategy has wider implications. While Tesla and BYD are often blamed for the ongoing EV price war in China, Toyota has quietly become one of the biggest disruptors, pushing prices down even further. However, unlike Tesla and BYD, both of which have strong economies of scale and software-driven revenue streams, Toyota's EV profitability remains highly uncertain. The BZ3X's starting price of just $13,800 is staggeringly low, significantly undercutting competitors, despite offering high-end features like a 620km CLTC range, advanced driver assistance, and a premium interior. Such a pricing model raises serious questions about its sustainability, as it is likely being sold at a loss. Toyota is banking on volume sales, but with its current EV sales performance in China remaining lackluster, the financial risks are mounting. If Toyota fails to capture a dominant market share, it could suffer heavy losses, further weakening its EV ambitions. While consumers benefit from lower prices and better features, automakers, especially legacy brands like Toyota, are pushing themselves into precarious financial territory. Unlike Chinese automakers, which have streamlined cost-effective battery production and software ecosystems, Toyota lacks the same level of vertical integration, making it heavily dependent on its partners. This reliance could lead to long-term risks, including lower margins, brand devaluation, and challenges in maintaining pricing stability. But we should not let our fears get the best of us. Well, at least Toyota feels this way, and the BZ3X reflects this perfectly. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Did you like this video? If you did, please consider liking, dropping a comment, and hitting the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our new uploads. Also, don't miss this video you see on your screen right now. It's truly unbelievable.